Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Thursday night live in Entrepreneurs of Impact. How are you? How has your week been? What are you celebrating this week? So we are celebrating tomorrow is Freedom Friday. We have been in isolation and you can probably still hear it in my voice. I apologize. We've had the spicy cough and the corona sniffles. We've heard it called all sorts of things, but we are doing so well and the boys have done so well and we quite genuinely have been so blessed. So thank you, friends and family alike. Now, we are looking at habits for success. We took a bit of a detour last week with the interview with Mike and Hoodie, which was awesome. Were you there? It was wonderful to connect with them, but let's get back on with it. Why are habits so hard to make and break? For those of you I haven't met, I'm Sarah Brookmuller, founder and coach at People Coaching, and I founded this to serve entrepreneurs and emerging leaders to have a greater impact on people, because I believe our greatest measure of success is our impact on people. I'm really passionate about serving and coaching the person, not the problem. That's when we see real transformation. So habits, one of the reasons they are so hard to make is because they're so automatic. We can do it without even realizing. And actually, from a brain level, when we do things, the reason that it's automatic is because neurons that fire together wire together. So if you've had a read of The Brain That Changes Itself, one of the experiments that they did in there with some apes was they sewed their finger together like this of an ape, and they measured the ape's brain map over time, and these two fingers actually in the brain became one finger. And you can see how our habits do that our habits actually shape us, and our habits actually change us, change our brain. That's why they're so important. But if you can imagine, even for us, if we were to strap up our finger and then take off the strap over time, how difficult it's going to be to begin to move the fingers separately again. That's not just because the muscles have become tight and they've been moving together, but that's also because the brain is now treating it as one finger, and it's going to take deliberate and focused attention to start moving it. And that's like our habits. They take deliberate and focused attention to change. And when we do it, it actually increases our capacity. So what are some ways to really work on habits in a way that benefits us, that increases our capacity over time, instead of just, the automatic, or we try and we fail? What can we do? So the first thing, which is so important, is looking at habits in terms of identity. Who do you need to become to make the habit you're trying to make and the goal you're trying to reach, the change you're trying to make? It's around thinking like that person. So if you're wanting to become a successful leader, a successful business person, a healthy person, kind of, in a way, let go of the specific goal and become that person. What would that person do in different situations? What would a successful, strong leader do when they're faced with a hard decision, or when they're faced with a hard conversation? Maybe your automatic thing is to doubt yourself, run away, avoid it, procrastinate. But if you want to make a new habit there that's going to increase your capacity, start thinking like that person. This is where mindset comes in, the power of our thinking to begin to change our acting. So when you're facing doubt in your business, think about, what would a successful person do right now to overcome doubt? And you're beginning to create the habits that a successful person would do. Not today, but next week, for our last look at habits, I want to look at this idea of fake it to make it and kind of throw that myth out of the water a little bit, but not today, next week. So that's identity. The second thing with habits is really understanding what James Clear says in his book about the power of consistency over intensity. Another study that they did, which was so interesting, was the tortoise and hare effect. Now, when people were learning a new skill, they mapped the brain on a Friday. That was at the end of some really intense learning, and the brain showed a lot of activity, a lot of new learning. And then they mapped the brain again on the Monday of the participant, and a lot of that learning wasn't there anymore. And it was showing about how when you're learning something new, there's a lot of activity, a lot of new growth, but it's all using existing neural pathways. The only way that it's kept is that consistency over time. The way they proved that was the Monday results didn't actually improve until 6 months into the study. So it's meant to be 21 days to make a habit. But isn't it even more long-term than that? That if you want to see results, you need to stick at something for at least 6 months and ongoing. And it's the power of small things every day, long-term, that changes your long-term outlook. Obviously, that's really hard when we love immediate reward, when we love immediate effect. But you're utilizing the tortoise and hare effect. You're beginning to change your brain over time, and you're beginning to change the pathways where it, in the end, becomes more of an automatic habit. So, we've looked at identity. Who do you need to become to achieve the things you dream of, to achieve the vision you've cast? Who are you becoming? Make decisions according to who that person is. And the second is the importance of consistency over time. Don't just rely on short bursts of new learning, implement it over time. And you know what? One of the best ways that you can implement change over time is through support and accountability. I wrote on my Facebook page early in the week that you can Google it, but it's actually in relationship that you begin to act on it with confidence and that it begins to transform you. So if you haven't got a circle of support and you would really value that around you to see you move from where you are to where you want to be, and there's a whole lot of strategies, but a circle of support, relationship, and someone to come around you to see you become that successful leader in business, I would love for you to drop me a DM and we can have an obligation-free chat about what's right for you to see you make an impact with your business and with your unique strength and skills. I would love to hear from you. What's been helpful for you tonight? What is one thing you are taking away that you're going to start practicing right away? Have a fantastic week, and we will see you next week for Unpacking, Fake It Till You Make It. We've got good news for you. Bye.